worshipper, you can call me follower, but I'm just a wanderer in search of my but I'm just a wanderer in search of my lover. You can call me worshipper, you can call me follower, but I'm just a wanderer in search of my but I'm just a wanderer in search of my lover. You can call me worshipper, you can call me follower, but I'm just a wanderer in search of my but I'm just a wanderer in search of my lover. You can call me worshipper, you can call me follower, but I'm just a wanderer in search of my but I'm just a wanderer in search of my lover. You can call me worshipper, you can call me follower, but I'm just a wanderer in search of my but I'm just a wanderer in search of my lover. You can call me worshipper, you can call me follower, but I'm just a wanderer in search of my
because this is the relevance of different types of scholars, different types of sciences, and those that are mastering the science of tazkiyah, because for them, any story in the Quran, any hadith, isn't what? Even though I use that word. It's not a... Someone said it, I heard. Whoever said that, say it louder. It's not a story. Who said that? Can you just raise your hand? Oh, mashallah. He's absolutely right. It's not a story. Even though we say to them that it's a story, we mention about the story of Yusuf alayhi salam. All these things are narrated in the Quran. But what the scholars of tazkiyah will do, they will take everything and they will apply a lesson to it. How is it relevant to you? They will do that with what? They will do that with seerah. You won't have a moment where it's just a story that pulls at your heartstrings. It will never be that. They will always add something to it to say to you that how is this going to be relevant to you? Because the question you have to ask yourself, when the companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when they sat down and they narrated these hadith that have been narrated and passed down for 1400 years, do you think they narrated them so that people could take them as stories? Or did they narrate them so you can draw lessons to your life? Lessons for your life. And I'll share a small story with you that the teacher shared with us. And again, just look at the lesson that they draw from this. And it's narrated that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was with his blessed wife, Aisha radiyallahu anha. Who was he with? Aisha radiyallahu anha. And when he was with Aisha radiyallahu anha, and there were moments when the Prophet ﷺ would offer or say certain things profound, as always was the case with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he said to Aisha radiyallahu anha, "O Aisha, whatever you ask of me today, of this moment I will not deny you." What did he say? Whatever you ask of me, I will not deny you. So ask something. Now that's huge. The Prophet of Allah, the mercy to all of creation, is saying to Aisha radiyallahu anha that whatever you ask of me, I will not deny. And what does she do? Radiyallahu anha, in her wisdom, she goes, "Can I do mashwara with my father before I come back to you?" What did she do? Look at the sunnah. That is the sunnah of Allah, the sunnah of the prophets, and the sunnah of the companions. To do mashwara, to do consultation. And she goes, "I want to do consultation." Who is her father? Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu. Can you get such a grand person to do mashwara with? So she goes to her father and she says to her father, "Oh Abi, the Prophet ﷺ has said that whatever I ask of him today, that he will tell me, he will give." And Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu goes, she goes, "What do you think I should ask?" And Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu says that there is something that I would like you to ask, but I'll tell you, but on the condition you come back and tell me what the answer is as well. And she goes, "Of course." And he goes that, ask the Prophet ﷺ that when he went on the Isra and Miraj, the night journey and then the ascension to Allah, when he was physically in front of Allah, that there was an engagement that occurred, yes? A conversation between Allah and his beloved, the loved and the beloved. And of that conversation that occurred, we only know how much of it? Microscopic. We just know what we learn in our salah, when you in tashahhud. That's an exchange, that's a replication of between the conversation between Allah and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We know some of the narrations that when Jibreel alayhi salam went to each station, but the conversation between Allah and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, much of it is a secret. So Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu says to his blessed daughter, ask the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to tell us something of that exchange that he had with Allah that he hasn't told us yet. Subhanallah. She goes, okay. She goes back to the Prophet ﷺ and she goes, I have my question. And Prophet ﷺ goes, ask. And she goes, please tell me an exchange that you had with Allah that you haven't yet told us. And the Prophet ﷺ goes, okay, are you sure? She goes, yes. And the Prophet ﷺ goes that, I know from my dialogue with Allah, with that exchange in whichever way that manifested, that on the Day of Judgment, that there will be a people that Allah will take and put straight into Jannah without any accountability. And these people aren't awliya or scholars or anything like that. These are people that the Prophet said that someone that mended the heart of a believer, that brought peace to the heart of a believer. Allah will take that person and send them straight to heaven without what? Without accountability. Just like that. That could be any of us. Aisha radiallahu anha was amazed by this. She went back to her father and she says to Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, Ya Abi, this is what the Prophet said. The Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu started crying profusely. What did he start doing? Aisha radiallahu anha was surprised. Because who is the one that's crying? Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. This is the one that once when the Prophet was seated with his companions and early at time of Fajr, he is the person that when the Prophet said to all his companions, who today has attended or is fasting? And Abu Bakr radiallahu anh raised his hand. And the other companions like, Ya Allah, Ya Rasulullah, it's just the time just entered. We didn't think we were supposed to fast. And Abu Bakr radiallahu anh said, on my way here, I made the intention to fast. The Prophet said, who of the people here has given something to a poor person? And the companion said, Ya Rasulullah, it's only Fajr. We haven't even had a chance to go out. And Abu Bakr radiallahu anh said, on my way here, I diverted to feed a poor person. This was what Abu Bakr radiallahu anh was like, that when it came to helping humanity, when it came to helping, he was constantly giving. So now when he's crying, Aisha radiallahu anha is perplexed. She's like, why are you crying? From all the people, this should bring most sukoon to your heart, because you're someone that's helping bring peace to the hearts. And he goes, oh daughter, don't you know that whatever Allah has said to the Prophet ﷺ, yes, that's truth, but the opposite of it is also truth. That if you have brought heartache, if you have hurt the heart of someone, then know that Allah will take you and throw you in the fire without accountability. Now that is the wisdom of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. And why do I mention that now to each and every single one of us? Because the hadith is profound, is it not? I can see the reaction in your faces. It makes the heart shake. It makes us all worry, don't we? How many people have we upset? How many of us fall into that equation? But the key thing for us is, and this is the sunnah of people like Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, that the scholars or the teachers of tazkiyah take these things and they make them applicable to us. They make us a people that don't fall into these traps. That if we have, that we teach, that this institute, this Zayawah teaches you how to make genuine tawbah. What are the conditions? That if you violate the rights of someone, that you go back and you amend those rights. You're taught how to control. What is one of the biggest things that hurts the heart of a believer? The tongue, absolutely. It's what comes out. You know what they always say? It's like when you know the analogy that's always given. A tongue is like nails. You smack him into a piece of wood, and you can say sorry, and you can take the nails out, but what remains in the wood? The holes remain, don't they? So if you think about the thing that can cause most heartache to a believer is that one simple thing that sits up on your heart, on your tongue. So inshallah, just with that mindset, I'll just ask each of you just to, we'll take a moment, inshallah, to just reflect upon what's said and use now this opportunity that comes to think, what is it that's going to be said to me? What is the objective of whatever this discourse will be? Because whatever the objective is, that's what you're seeking to understand. There's going to be a lesson in there for you, and there's going to be a lesson in there for me, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. And the lesson is not going to be academic. That I can assure you of. It will be a lesson in which you can draw upon yourselves, inshallah, to change yourselves, inshallah. So inshallah, on that note, I'm just going to conclude and just ask yourselves to, inshallah, just to reflect upon this, inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inshallah, as we wait, I'm actually going to use this opportunity just to draw just a couple of more, and this time I'm going to make it slightly more interactive because I'm really mindful I don't want anyone to fall asleep. Because I don't know if any of you, Brother Zafar was saying that the historical Itikaaf that you saw, everyone was sitting where? On the floor with benches. This is the most seating I've seen. Alhamdulillah. It's, when you're sitting on the floor, there's less chance that you're going to fall asleep. Yeah. I'm just going to go around the room and I'm going to ask some people, not everyone. Is there another microphone? No. I'm just going to ask people here, genuinely, what is it that because I know I've asked you to write it down, though I never see anyone writing anything, just to make a point. What it is that you're looking to attain from this Itikaaf. I'm going to start with, just because I know your name, Brother Yusuf, with Yusuf. Maybe, Brother Zafar, if you take the microphone and just bring it to, because they can hear me.
Assalamu alaikum. My intention here to come more close to Allah and to change myself to the better way. So Allah will be pleased with me, and that's why I'm here.
Assalamu alaikum.
Can you just say your name as well?
Sorry?
Just tell us what your name is as well.
My name is Zahib, and I'm here to connect myself with Allah and change myself.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Sayab. My objective and intention is to be closer with Allah and feel something in the heart when I read namaz and read the Quran.
Now, Brother Yusuf, Brother Razir, was it?
Zahib.
And the other brother, each of you has said something similar, that you want to get closer to Allah. Have you found, or are you looking for a roadmap on how to do that? Because that should be your question. It shouldn't just be that you're coming here. There should be a method for you how to get to that.
I think I already have gotten close to Allah since I've come here, and inshallah I just get closer as I do more of the spiritual travelling and the dhikr as well.
MashaAllah. And Brother Tani, because he's a regular. I want to know what brings him back here again and again. I'm sorry, if you can make sure you get this picture, his face on there.
You know, after Tarawih, the tea is really, really good. The tea is amazing. Can't get that in London.
Other than the tea.
Other than the tea, that's khair. Last year in the retreat was very transformational for me. So this year, I wanted to achieve something specific, which I haven't been able to do so far, which is to establish a better connection with Sayyidina Abdul Aziz al-Dabbagh, and that's something I'm hoping to achieve. But my experience from last year was very transformational, and it helped me overcome a lot of the things that were in my way towards my journey to Allah. I still have a long way to go, but the practical advice that was given, the amals, very, very helpful. So I just need to slowly progress further.
MashaAllah, so I like Brother Tanim's answer. What was so unique about his answer? It was really specific, wasn't it? Do you know how he's come here with an absolute goal? This is what I want to achieve. And so that's going to help you attain your goal a lot more if you're really specific. Because saying you want to get close to Allah, that's lovely. But you have to ask yourself, well, what's keeping you away from Allah? Because only when you know what's distracting you from Allah that you're going to be able to deal with that blockage. That's why we went through those obstacles. Because if I say I want to get closer to Allah, but I'm at home swearing at my wife all the time, that's going to be the thing that I need to deal with, yes or no? Yes? So you have to think to yourself, when you're saying I want to get closer to Allah, what is it that's keeping you away from Allah? And one thing else I would just say about Brother Tanim, and I'm sure he won't mind, that he got married within the last 12 months. What did he do? He got married. Yet he's here. That's why he's here. MashaAllah. No, not in the first year of marriage. Because normally when the sunnah appears to be with a lot of people, that when they get married, we don't see them again. We don't see them again for year 1, year 2. Then when we do see them, they look like they've gone through the ring with Amir Khan or something like that. You know? So the point is, if you want to keep coming back, inshallah, and for that marriage to be bliss, like the first 12 months or so, then inshallah follow Brother Tanim's example. But I mean, while I say it in jest, there is something to be said about that, because when we have family events or moments in our life, whether it is being married, whether it's having children, whatever it might be, what's the first thing that we tend to drop? We tend to drop things like this, don't we? It's a non-priority. Whereas there's people in this room that I know for a fact that their entire year is planned around this event. And they aren't and don't think, 'cause we have a habit of dismissing people by saying, there must be a taxi driver, they're always chilling. I'm not suggesting that they are. I'm not trying to offend any taxi drivers here or anything like that. Or there must be someone that's got their own business. Or it might just be Uncle Ramazan, he's just, mashallah, he's in partial retirement. He's always here. All joking aside, there are people genuinely that, if you think about it, it makes complete sense that they book out their holidays a year beforehand. When's Ramadan going to start next year? What's the basic math you have to do? 10 days, you just have to minus from where it is. Does everyone know how to do take away 10 from 30? Yes? I can help you if you don't. That is an objective I can definitely help you achieve. Yes? All you have to do then you know what your holiday period is going to be. So why are we not, that's a question to ask ourselves. Entire calendar should be based around these type of incidents, inshallah. Can I ask the brother in the glasses?
Assalamu alaikum. So my objective was initially to get closer to Allah, but specifically was in terms of my prayers, to become initially more steadfast, but also have more meaning to them. There'd be times where I'd be like, the football's kicking off in 5 minutes, let me just quickly read my namaz, and you'd rush it. So I want to take my time, get into the salah, and actually mean it.
See, some of us put weight on during Ramadan. Brother Zafar loses weight because of all the khidmah that he does, mashallah. Brother, what's your name?
Hussain.
Brother Hussain said that his objective is to have more meaning or more regularity or more purpose in his prayer. So from Thursday, we will be starting the Salah retreat. And that is the entire purpose for that. Because I remember, the spiritual unveilings, these retreats are supposed to motivate you as well. And one of the things that the Salah retreat does is that it engages you more in your prayer. That when some of the feedback that we had last year was that when you're playing Tarawih, that whatever that period is, it feels like a moment. That you're in the presence of the Prophet ﷺ, and you're also going to learn. I mean, when we come to do the spiritual class, I'm not going to over it, but it's going to be an entire mindset change. That you feel like we beat ourselves up. Why are we not looking at that one spot? Why can I not imagine the Kaaba? And then you're going to learn about the spiritual Salah. You're going to be amazed by actually what it actually meant when Imam Ghazali said that from the moment you say the opening takbir, Allahu Akbar, to the moment you do your closing salam, that if any time you're not in the huzuri of Allah, your salah is not valid. And that sounds like, for you and I'm like, how many of us can say that he's not even saying, he's not talking about acceptance of Allah, he's saying not valid, i.e. as if you haven't got wudu. If something's not valid, you have to do what? You have to repeat it. But for him to have that position, it means that during that time, people were having a salah like that. A salah that from the opening takbir to the closing salam, they were in the presence or in the huzuri of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's something that's absolutely achievable. And something that's, that's a clear objective, mashallah. And I like look what that brother did. I'm going to ask him for his name again. What's his name? Hussain. Beautiful name, mashallah. What did Hussain do? That he had a wider objective, and then he just narrowed his objective based on, as the days, because he's becoming more purposeful. This is meaning something to him. Inshallah.
I think we should go to the back now. There's people hiding, sleeping. This brother here.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Tahir. My objective was to come close to Deen. As you know, the pull of shaitan is quite hard inside the dunya. And I was trying to read all my salahs and trying to read all my Quran and get closer to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That was my main aim.
I want to choose somebody who is back again this year from last year. So explain why you're back.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Shoaib. I'm here back again this year just to improve and work on my salah and zikr, i.e. concentration, making sure I'm doing my 5 daily salats and have a deeper meaning to it. And again with the zikr, remembrance of Allah, and working on and the muraqabahs and implementing them, how to implement them and making sure I can implement them better.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Suleiman. My main objective when I came here was mainly to read my 5 namazes because I wasn't doing that properly. But now that I'm here, I've decided that I should focus more on connecting with Allah and making sure the value of my namaz means more, because reading the namaz itself, I find that it's not really at that level yet. So that's my main objective, inshallah.
Who, sorry?
The brother just said. I find that there's a theme, isn't there? When one person says something, everyone thereafter starts repeating it. That is this brother.
Assalamu alaikum. One of the main things is increasing my knowledge. I don't attend many seminars and stuff like that, but I want to increase my knowledge. That's the reason why I'm here.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम मैं उर्दू में बात करूँ
जी जी
मैं पिछले साल भी आया था इस साल भी आया इंशाल्लाह तो मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव जो है देखना ये अल्लाह की रहमत है देख लिया मैं अगर हुजूर को देख लूँ तो बहुत खुशकिस्मत इसलिए कि फिर मेरी ज़िम्मेदारी और भी बढ़ गई मुझे उसका केयर करना है. अगर मैं वो जो 7 organs है उनको कंप्लीट कर लूँ, मैं सब कुछ पा लिया.
Subhanallah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So inshallah we're just going to have a short nasheed that's going to be played. Please use that time when the nasheed is being played to just reflect over everything that we spoke about, from the hadith that I narrated right up to what the brother said. Just use it just to focus on those things, inshallah. So what are you going to be focusing on? The nasheed is going to help you focus on everything we just discussed so that you can draw lessons from it, inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman.